Hello everyone, this is Glargity once again, and I am very close to 1,000 subscribers. Didn't quite reach it last time, but I'm hoping this week we can really get down to it and get 1,000 subscribers. With that out of the way, let's begin. So to tell you the truth, I was a little sick this week, and I didn't have any good ideas. There were some comments on my last video about what I should do, but being the person I just wasn't feeling up to it. So I decided that I would just wing it. I would choose an easy topic that we could all have fun with, and that would be it. So I went to Onision's channel, and the first video I saw was atrocious. Some of the stuff is alleged, some of it's my opinion. You can decide which, but I will point out what are facts and what are not. Even though I'm going to be talking about this latest video, which points out it is a police report that Sarah has turned into the police. It was posted by Repzilla. Even though that is what Onision is talking about, I won't really be focusing on that because personally, I believe Sarah. I think it's terrible that Onision isn't going to prison anytime soon, but I still believe Sarah, and I feel like we should give her as much support as we can. And with that said, and the disclaimer out of the way, let's jump into it. Like I said, the content of the video isn't really great. It's just more fuel for the Onion stands that want to lick his feet and watch him be cucked by his child-grooming husband. But other than that, it's him putting out false flags accusing Sarah of lying to the police and reports were all fake, and he's in the right and he's the most honest whatever. But let's look at what really matters. Because as a newbie to YouTube, I could learn a thing or two from a strong, tall, onion man thing that has been on here forever, right? But seriously, this man is as fresh as dry rot and looks like he smells worse. But let's get going with the new video he put out, called Onision Reads Police Report. I will not be linking this video, by the way. He starts by saying he's just going to react to someone, but they got bullied off of the internet. Since I don't know them, I won't be bringing up who they are. I've literally got no idea. But he also jumps in with "my haters are cowards" line. And he also brings up the police report that Repzilla posted, and he is clearly intending to go over that entirely. It looks like it's trying to be a facts first video or like an analysis of the police report, but he does nothing to instill that. Also, he's doing this weird thing where he hides in a dark room while reading. Honestly, getting Predator vibes, and not the alien one, just the regular white van Predator. He also sounds like he's constantly on the verge of tears, which is weird because he has a mask on the whole time, which with a terrible quality camera, which makes me think, man, he might actually be on the verge of tears. But moving on from that, quite hastily, he does go on a bit of a rant about how the anti-O community, that's a fun little name, is wasting tax dollars by reporting him to police over 30 times, which he doesn't show evidence for, but whatever. And it is, it is a crime to report a false report on somebody, so it's not cool if you do that. But what I'm really worried about is he seems awfully concerned about taxes, considering he doesn't know how to pay them in the first place. Oh yeah, and then like halfway through the video, the mic starts flickering, and Onision, the apparent god of all things YouTube, can't either do a retake or just plug in his mic properly. He also says that he's super cash money for not being afraid of being recorded, but he really has nothing to lose at this point. The next shocking thing you do isn't gonna hit us any harder than the last thing you did. You're a bed of nails, Onion. The more stuff you have happen, the more people don't care. It blunts the controversy. And then getting a little bit back into serious town, while he's trying to disprove the Sarah report that the police have, he brings up his own video, and then as proof, he brings up his own website of how he's so innocent. Just because you have a website that says you're telling the truth doesn't make it a fact. I'm allowed to post videos online. Does that make me infallible? No. It's just like doing a handstand and then declaring that gravity isn't real. It doesn't make it true. None of this makes it true. And then he goes on. There's more weird accusations that Onion throws out and refuses to say his husband's name, probably banking on the idea that no one will remember that Kai sent nudes to a kid, which is a crime. And Onision is very proud of himself for being mean to a child until the moment she turned 18, when she was legal. And that's such a gross way of putting it. After this recording, I'm gonna have a shower. And then he compares the actual exploitation of Sarah to dog grooming, because he's a moron, I guess. And then he continues to strawman, which if he actually cared about the facts, he would not do. And instead of whining or whinging about his innocence, he would actually supply the facts, which he always claims to do, but I very rarely see any kind of evidence from him. Then he claims he was extorted sexually. That's just in there for flavor, I guess, because that's the newest story to come out of his lying mouth. Then, and this is the only point where I will reference the video, he says the quote, "She admits that I, Onision, said she blackmailed me, and that ultimately after I, Onision, accused her of blackmailing me, we broke up." But this is what the quote actually says. Blank told me Jackson claimed that she had blackmailed him into having sex and they ultimately broke up. She said she felt overwhelmed with the entire situation and she returned home and had not returned to Washington. He points it out as if it's an admission of guilt, but this is just a quote that she's giving to solidify Onision's claim to the officer. So when the police talk to him, they're prepared for this claim. It's a common thing that police ask for so that victims and police have the full story from the victim so that they can catch criminals in their own lies. Onision is the embodiment of garbage sauce, honestly. Then Onision starts to laugh at the document that basically highlights the worst years of his newest victim's life. Just a reminder, he's a 35-year-old man, and in case it's unclear, he shouldn't be bullying 18-year-olds fresh out of high school, which he admitted to doing when Sarah was at his house, and even when she was a minor. He said that he would be mean to her, aka bully her, to make her feel uncomfortable around him, because he's a weird narcissist. But then he switches topics completely and then complains about the people covering everything. And besides the fact that Onision used to make money on this platform, he now complains that YouTubers he doesn't like, that are calling him out, also make money. What a concept. And I know this video was pretty flip-floppy. Onision's a pretty flip-floppy dude. He can't keep the story straight. He's constantly belittling people below him. He gets into relationships with either fans or underage women that are not mature enough for him. And I know that might seem like an insult, but honestly, if you're 18 and he's 30, he's not into you because he thinks you're mature. He's into you because he thinks you're an easy target. But let's wrap up, okay? Onision is the equivalent of fired from YouTube. They took away his monetization, and like the pants-smelling corporate sneeze that he is, he shows up on Monday to work to brag about his underage girlfriend that either exists or is a hostage in his basement. But you're worried about calling the police because Greg looks like a man that would hack you apart with a machete while reciting Joker quotes? So you sweat it out until the only responsible coworker calls security. And really, that should be the end of him. But it never really is it? And on that super depressing note, again, I've been Glargity. Please like and subscribe the video if you liked and wanted to subscribe to it, I guess. Honestly, I am still super sick, so I'm gonna go crawl back into bed. Peace out. Love you guys.